Most guys are unaware that women may not explicitly express their desire to see you naked, but their bodies unavoidably convey this desire. If you've ever wondered, is she picturing me without my clothes on? Watch this video until the end. It reveals 10 subconscious things women do when their minds are blank. You might be shocked by what you've been doing. While most men are talking about work or weekend plans, women are too subtle to tell when they're picturing you naked. Instead, she'll show it. Her actions are almost automatic, and most of the time, she doesn't even know what she's doing. These 10 signs are like her secret language, and once you learn them, you'll never question her interest again. 1. She's visibly distracted. Women are excellent at multitasking, but when their thoughts turn sexy, even they have trouble keeping it together. If she's suddenly fumbling her words, zoning out, or staring at you as if her brain just shut down, she's probably thinking about something else. Whatever the situation may be, she abruptly loses focus, her gaze lowering to the floor. She responds with an awkward laugh or a quick change of subject. That brief loss of focus is her brain deceiving her. She's not zoning out because she's bored, but rather because her mind is occupied with its own tasks. And sometimes that distraction turns into something even more obvious. Her eyes wander and linger. Her eyes wander where they shouldn't. Guys, if her eyes begin to scan you as if she's removing your clothes from her mind, it's not because she's considering the weather. Women may be subtle with their words, but it's harder to control their gaze. For example, she might be sitting across from you, and her eyes quickly scan your face, shoulders, and chest. She might bite her lip or play with her drink to hide her pause. If she's sneaking looks below the neckline, she's already thinking 3 steps ahead of the conversation. Long or repeated glances indicate heightened interest, and if her gaze consistently drifts south, she's imagining what's happening underneath. 3. She gives too many compliments. Here's how it works. Women don't just compliment guys for no reason. If she unexpectedly informs you that you've been working out or that your shirt looks great on you, it's more than just casual conversation. For example, if she says something about how your biceps look in your t-shirt or how broad your shoulders are, that's not just a compliment. It's her way of saying, I see you, and probably a lot more. Compliments are a safe way for her to get close to the line without crossing it. When she crosses it, she draws attention to the parts of you she's been looking at. But she doesn't always use words. Sometimes it's just her gut telling you something. She plays with her hair. She plays with her hair and herself. Women subconsciously display their interest in you through actions such as twirling her hair, adjusting her neckline, or touching her neck or collarbone. Why? These actions aim to focus your attention on her. For example, if she's talking and keeping her hands on her hair, running them along her neck, or fiddling with her necklace, it's a primal signal to draw your attention to her most sensitive parts. Intriguing fact, this trait comes from the study of evolutionary psychology. When women are trying to get your attention, they naturally draw attention to their feminine features. If her neckline is changing every 5 minutes, she's probably picturing more than just your smile. 5. She gets nervous around you. Women are unwilling to acknowledge that they struggle to maintain composure when they envision scenarios that are overly sensual. Fidgeting, blushing, or nervous laughter are significant warning signs. Imagine that she's normally calm and collected, but when you get close, she starts laughing out loud, fidgeting with her drink or stuttering her words. This is a sign that her nerves are fraying and her mind is racing. If you notice her fidgeting with her rings, phone, or even her hands, it's a sign that her mind is racing. By crossing and uncrossing her legs, her body is trying to get rid of the stress she's feeling. No, a pep talk won't alleviate this type of stress. How does she bridge the gap? She consistently seeks opportunities to interact with you. She may touch you with a light brush of the arm, a playful smack on the shoulder, or by leaning into your space while laughing. These aren't just random events. Touch is a clear indication that she is thinking about you more. Here's how it goes. You make a joke, and she laughs lightly. She taps your arm or leans so close that her knee brushes against yours. She's not just testing boundaries. She's breaking them. Here's a psychic insight. Touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. If she touches you, even if it's just a little, it's because she wants to feel closer to you emotionally and physically. If her voice suddenly gets softer, slower, or even breathier, that's a clear sign she's turned up the flirting. Imagine her talking normally, but when she becomes interested in you, your hobbies, or your weekend plans, her voice drops. She's talking more slowly, making eye contact for longer and stressing her words. This isn't just a chat, it's seduction. If her voice resembles that of a perfume advertisement whenever she converses with you, you're on her mind. However, the situation becomes even more intriguing when she inadvertently exposes more skin. When women are picturing you naked, they often start showing a little more skin without even realizing it. For example, you might be sitting at a table when she crosses her legs, making her skirt stand out just enough, or she might lean forward in her chair, revealing more of her neckline. These are deliberate movements, not accidental wardrobe choices. Your skin is a key factor that attracts a woman's attention. She's saying, "This could be you," without saying a word. Another thing that draws you to her is her smile. When she imagines you naked, she can't help but smile, laugh, and generally glow in your presence. She may laugh at meaningless jokes or smile at you like you're the prettiest guy in the room. That warmth and attention represents her inner dream manifesting in the real world. Finally, let's talk about the most daring sign of them all. We're 10. She asks directly, suggesting. Some of the questions she poses are overtly sexual. When a woman poses provocative questions such as, "Do you always work out?" or "What's your type?" she's not merely expressing interest. She's actively establishing a rapport. For example, she might say, "Bet you look good shirtless," with a playful smile, or "What do you sleep in?" In the middle of a conversation. These aren't innocent questions, they're bait, and she's waiting to see how you'll respond. Here's a pro tip. If she steers the conversation toward these topics, she's not just picturing you naked. She's hoping you'll give her more to think about. Now let's talk about something important. Why do so many guys miss these signs? Even if you believe these signs are obvious, most men have a natural tendency to misunderstand or minimize subtle cues. It's not your fault. It's biology and social conditioning that are working against you. First, there's the fear of rejection. Your brain naturally leans toward caution, to avoid embarrassment. So even if she's flirting, you might tell yourself she's just being friendly. This tendency to second guess comes from an evolutionary defense mechanism. Thinking she wasn't interested was a safer option than risking expulsion from the group for going too far. Next, there are society's mixed messages. How often have you heard the advice to avoid making hasty assumptions? That hesitation makes it harder to believe what you see, even when the signs are clear. But here's the catch. Women often want you to pick up on these signs without them having to say so. It shows that you're interested. Girls like guys who are sure of themselves and can read the room and them without a bright sign. Find out why she can't hide it in her mind. Why do women think of you naked? Not because they like you, but because of how the brain searches for things. Research indicates that when an individual feels a physical attraction to you, their subconscious takes control and initiates actions without conscious thought. That's why her body sends signals she can't control. But now it gets really interesting. I find it interesting that some psychologists think her mind is checking compatibility through this automatic behavior, and she has no idea what it is. She is instinctively judging someone by the way she moves, talks, and the tone of her voice. The crazy thing is, she might not even be aware she's doing it. If these signs helped you, there are even more subtle ways women show they're interested in you. In a future video, we'll talk about the advanced next level moves that most guys miss. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.